I am recording.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call on members.
President Swartz.
Here.
Mayor Capitani.
Here.
Andrew Casper. Here. John Letwick. Here. Sam Martin. Here. Steve Falcone.
Here. Who was first?
Do you want to hold this? Can you hold this again? That would be me. I'm going to pass around a piece of paper. Just take one, and I'll take the extras. Members of council need to have a copy of that also. I'm here tonight to talk about the Right to Know law and the Sunshine Act, which is something that was passed years ago and was amended back in, let's see, well, basically back in September of last year, it was amended. Here is what the borough needs to do to come into compliance with the right to know. Now, this is your opportunity to step up and do what you're supposed to do. All right, so this details all of it. Everybody, if you want to know more about the Right to Know Act, there is an URL at the top of that page. Just go there and you can find out everything you need to know. All right, so when it comes to executive sessions, they must be announced in the public meeting, either before or directly after the executive session. The reasons stated must be specific, including a real discrete matter. Official action cannot be taken during the executive session or a closed gathering. All official actions must be taken during the public portion of a meeting. Okay? Now, I'm hopping over to page 2. What are the agenda requirements for the Sunshine Act? Okay, so here's where it says that the change took effect in August 29th of 2021. It requires that agency post the agenda for all public meetings at least 24 hours in advance. The agenda should include all issues to be deliberated on and any planned official action such as votes. The agenda has to be posted on your website if you have a website, which we do have a Facebook page. How specific should the agenda items be to conform with the new Sunshine Act requirements? Okay, I'm going to read a little section of case law. The preamble is the specificity of an agenda used by the agency when announcing the reasons for entering into the executive sessions must be meaningful. It must be more than a generalized term in which reality tells the public nothing. To simply say personnel matters or litigation tells nothing. The reasons stated must be sufficient specificity to inform those present that there is, in reality, a specific, discrete matter or area which the board had determined should be discussed in executive session. If you go down to the last paragraph, you'll see it is advisable to use the same standards for agendas, whereby the description of the agenda item must be of specificity to inform that there is, in reality, a specific discrete matter or area which the board has determined should be discussed. Avoid general cryptic terms and provide as many specific concrete details as possible. Now, last year I had questioned the Office of Open Records whether or not, okay, here's what I ask. When a non-emergency motion is made in a public meeting for an item not listed on the public agenda that calls for the expenditure of money, Is it necessary to add the item to the next month's agenda before a vote is taken and the money spent? Here is what Mr. George Spice, who is the Chief of Outreach and Training for the Open Records Officer. He said, no, by majority vote, the board can approve amending the agenda for the current meeting and act on the matter accordingly. The reason for the addition must be made publicly. The additional matter must be reflected in the minutes for that meeting, and the amended agenda must be posted within 24 hours of the meeting. Now, there is a standard right to know form that anyone who is a resident can fill out and turn in and ask for records. All right? Now, this is the Agency Open Records Officer registration. Joanne is the Open Office Records here. And when I told her last November that she was out of compliance with the act, she just laughed at me. And I'm guessing she didn't tell anyone else. Otherwise, y'all would be subject to a fine. On here, it requires your posting requirements. You are to have the name of the person who is the Open Records Officer, the contact information for the Open Records Officer, and a form that can be used to file a request, and any regulations or policies or procedures related to the Right to Know Act.
I do get right to knows all the time. I do have those forms right here.
It doesn't matter. They need to be posted on the website. Like it's required by law, the same with the agenda.
If we don't have a website, it doesn't have to be. We don't
Excuse
have a website.
me?
At the present time, we don't have a website.
You have a Facebook page. They are including a Facebook page as part of that. You can put,
What do you want put on there?
here, I'll give it to you, seeing that you don't seem to want to. You could pass that along. It lists specifically on this list.
So are you saying that anybody that fills out a right to know what they fill out needs to be posted? So
No. The form itself needs to be posted, or a link to the form
Okay.
needs to be posted.
I gotcha.
Okay? People need to know that they do have a right to arbitration. If any records are denied, and if any requests for records are denied, you should save a copy of your right to request, and you can turn it into the Office of Open Records, and they will arbitrate the case. Salary is one of the things that we can ask for. Just FYI. I've been talking to people in Open Office Records and Martin Causer's office. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
I'll go next. Oh, go ahead.
No,
You
go
know,
ahead,
you
buddy.
back
No,
for-
you spoke up, my friend.
Well, I got two things.
Go, that's all right. Go ahead.
I've been having a problem with my neighbor and with the fence situation. I called here twice. Well, my wife called once. I called once about the fence that he has. Anybody here tell me what the legal meaning of a fence is?
6 inches off your property line.
No, the legal meaning of a fence.
I think we're about to find out.
Thank you.
Anybody here to read the legal meaning of a fence?
What type of fence is it? Is it a privacy fence or is it?
A barrier intended to prevent escape or intrusion or to mark a boundary. That's anything to mark a boundary. Here's some pictures of my neighbor with the fence up right on the property marker. And some of the pictures are property markers that he has put up that does not have a fence on it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
We called twice, Dave came down twice and checked it out. I don't know if he's reported back to you guys or not, but you can see the fence is still up. And this photo here shows he did not move it 6 inches off the property line because that is the property stake right there. This photo here shows technically, me being a prick, I could have cut it off, but I didn't. The zip tie is hanging over on my property. Number 2 complaint. Who handles giving out permits?
I do.
Who does?
What kind of permits?
Yeah.
Building permit.
Depending on what you're building.
I have no idea. The permit I read just says he has a permit to build. I have no clue what he's building. Anybody tell me what he's building?
He's building a garage.
Must be talking about Hartle.
Yeah. And he called Herb.
Hey, he's got a garage, you can see it, all you gotta do is look down the driveway, you can see it's formed up.
No, he's got a foundation for a concrete slab now to put up another one.
How do you know he's gonna put concrete in there?
Cause it's already set up for a concrete.
He could be just putting gravel in there, that'd be using his left.
Hey,
One at a time.
Scott, what he did is he called here and immediately anybody that gets a building permit, I don't care what you're building because I do not know building code, just like with Mark Grassi, I immediately had them call Herb. Herb contacted us back and said because of the square footage, which is crazy to me, on like, that you'll notice on High Street, that great big garage that was built there, that does not need a Commonwealth Code, Uniform Construction Code permit, okay?
The one he just put up?
But yeah.
It is permanent though.
One second.
It is permanent.
Wait a second. The one on High Street, I'm saying, okay, if you go out on High Street, cross the railroad tracks, right there on your left side, there's a huge building there. It never made sense to me, but according to Mark Grassi at that time, no building permit was issued because it's square footage. But yet Marcia across the street, she stuck a deck on the back of hers and she got in trouble, or, you know what I mean, because that was attached to the house. The way I'm understanding, anything attached to the house, I don't care what it is, it has to have a Uniform Construction Code permit.
Right.
Now, that one there, it's because of the square footage, what Herb is stating, no, that did not need a Uniform Construction Code. So then we turn around and we charge anybody $25, so that way they give us a permit and then it goes over to the county for assessment, which reassesses the value of these homes. And that's the procedure that's always been followed in the borough.
So you're saying that carport that Steve built did not need a permit?
If
The
it's,
one in front of the garage?
no, did not. It's not a Uniform Construction Code from Herb. And every one of our permits, because I can't tell you,
Because that has steel framing,
it's just that,
steel all the way around.
I can give
And
you
if
Herb
it's a-
inspect.
And if it's a carport, it's considered a permanent structure.
Yeah, these are permanent structures, garages are permanent structures. I'm just saying, it's all goes on
Right. I
the
just
square
wanted to know-
footage. I can give you herb inspectors and they can tell you what what has to have permits and what doesn't have to have permits.
I just wanna know why he was given a permit to put up a 5th building on a half-acre lot. I guess you can put as many buildings as you want on a half-acre lot?
As long as you are, the way I'm hearing it, as
Think
long
it's
as you're
your own
6
property.
feet, yes,
Okay.
as long as you're out 6 feet off of the property line, you can do that. Or
But what I
3 feet off the
understand is why
property.
he was given a permit when he has buildings that are in disrepair and one shed that's not even complete. Pictures.
Thank you.
This one is a building that he has a shed that is not complete.
Let me see that one.
Sorry, I got these boots up here. You don't need a copy of it, there's one there. Yeah.
Because he's saying that the house is not repaired, so why should he get a permit for doing
Right.
something else? That's what
And
he's
this
trying to say.
garage,
And it doesn't make
this,
sense if
this
it's
garage
it's
also
per
is
se.
in disrepair. Here's the sticker.
Boy, he's after Ardle, isn't he?
I can set Bob there, but Bob's gonna say
Yeah, but
that
it has
stuff is-
to,
Right, they're all-
it has to
Yeah.
follow code. My neighbor is putting in, well,
I mean, we've got houses
my
right
neighbor
up
said he
here.
was
Can
doing
I
a
ask you a
lean-to.
question? I'm not being smart by asking it. What makes you upset about the buildings? Oh,
You're giving him a permit to build anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 building, but you can't force him to take money out of his pocket to do the dilapidated repairs.
right, I get
There's
what
the
you're
back side.
saying, but it sounds like
Here's the bathroom.
you're upsetting yourself a lot over, I get the fence thing in your property, like when I buy property, that's my property and I don't want anybody else on it if I say not to. But as far as these outbuildings, I mean, do they look nice? No, but I've seen a
Nope.
lot of worse properties in Lewis Run
Here's
and
one of those. There you go.
I got one of those.
There's another building in disrepair.
That comes down to code enforcement, so we would have, like, the code enforcement officer would have to go there and put a notice, so they could choose to or not to repair those.
Well, it depends whether it's in code,
Right.
Bob would know that.
There's
And at any time, anybody can come
still more
here
disrepair.
and have a complaint,
More
file a
disrepair.
complaint, and the complaint goes to Bob Baker.
More disrepair. Oops.
So Scott, I would say
This is on his
file,
house. And it might be disrepair, but if he's working on it, we can't tell him how long he's got the time. We can't tell him how
Well,
much time he got
what
to
I'm
fix it.
asking is, why was he given a permit?
We can't,
Let me finish, please. To build another building when he still has buildings.
What's his
in
name again?
disrepair.
Scott what? What's
we
his name
can't answer
again?
that.
I don't know.
Exactly.
But your time's up.
Oh, I'm not done yet.
You are. You have 10 minutes. Robert's rules.
I'm sorry, is that a rule? And where is it?
Robert's rules of order.
Because there's been an environmental study done on the two buildings that'll be putting up there. Where's all that rainwater and snow water going? I can tell you exactly where it's gonna go. It's gonna go into my yard. Anybody do an environmental study on that?
Is that a requirement?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He put two buildings up.
according to
And the
urban inspectors, I
water-
can give you urban inspectors, that's probably where you can get a lot of your information from, cause I personally can't, cause there's, when Mark Grassi came in here, there was like 5 different books, we said,
You give me
One
my name and
gentleman-
phone number,
yeah, I will.
because all that water from both those buildings are coming onto my property. From the snow and from the rain. Your turn.
I'm not even going now.
Let us have it.
Fine.
All right, one more. All right.
No.
I hate to keep bringing up a dead horse here. You know, last month when I asked you and I stood up and I asked you, you know, why are we doing this thing with the manager? And you said
Hold it,
PSA.
stop.
Okay.
That's a dead issue. It's done.
Yeah, but you lied to me.
I didn't lie to you.
You most certainly did. It's not a rule that you have to have a general manager. It is
That's
not.
That's right. And
Well,
we,
that's what you said. That PSA says we gotta have one.
no, I didn't say that. I said every borough in the state has that on their books.
So that means we have to have it?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
If it's not a rule, it's
Why
not a
not?
law, or it's not a rule, why would you do it?
Because we don't have it.
Why change something? It's working.
John, it's history. It's already voted in.
All right, Herb, I just wanna know why you lied, that's all.
I didn't lie to you.
You most certainly did. You told me it was PSA that said that.
PSA.
Right, said that. I asked you, and that's when I stopped right
It's
away.
recommended.
And I says, I quit, all right? You win. And I sat down.
Thank you.
You want me to sit down again?
It's up to you. Spike,
Nothing to say.
Jim?
I just showed up to see if the cops were coming tonight.
Well, you wasn't with them last week.
No, but I think
According to
that,
the
Wait a minute,
neighbor.
according to the paper you did.
if you read the correction the next day, that was
I didn't see
corrected.
the correction.
They corrected it.
He's saying it's corrected.
I never have anything to say, or
I can't believe that. Man of your caliber too. Jim?
Yeah, I remember somebody admitted proudly that they called
Yeah, I said I called him.
them. Okay. I have some statistics, a couple here to read. I don't know. According to the US Census Bureau's 2020 census, there are 578 people living in Lewis Run. In 2020, 20% were under 18. Of the 463 residents old enough to vote, 382 are registered voters. The McKean County Board of Elections in the 2020 election, 297 Lewis Run residents voted. That's about 77% of registered voters. In 2021, for the municipal elections, the number of voters casting their ballot dropped to 115, 30% of voters. These are the folks most concerned with what's going on in Lewis Run. 16 attendees may not be a huge number, but neither should they be summarily dismissed as the borough seems to want to do. Our opinion matters.
Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.
Scott?
Well, thing that kind of he's talking about, what Jim was talking about, I talked to a whole bunch of people about this thing you want to do with this borough manager. Everybody I talked to didn't like it. Everyone, every resident I talked to. Now, what I'm asking, I'll go door to door and I'll get 100 signatures, and I'll give them a spot to assign. I agree with the aspect of even having a borough manager possibility, or I disagree. They can sign either one. There'll be a spot with their name and their signature, and I guarantee you, when I get done, there'll be 100 signatures that may be for it, and you might get 4 or 5 that are against it, and 4 or 5 that are for it. That's a lot of work on my part. What I'm saying, I go through that work, and I bring these 100 signatures to you that want this rescinded, taken off, not even a possibility you trying to pull any shenanigans with this borough manager deal. If I bring that to you, will you act on it, or am I just wasting my time?
It's gotta be the council's decision.
Pardon me?
We
Council.
we have
Council
to vote.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Vote on it.
Oh, so.
Well, we can vote on if we would agree to honor a petition or not. So we can vote as a council, yes, we would agree to honor the petition if the majority of the residents vote no on your petition.
Well, I know how, well, that there's gonna be, well, so it'll get shot down because you got your yes men right here, these two guys. And, they'll do whatever
But
you
that's
tell
nice,
them.
invite us somebody.
So I'll have 100 people in the residence that says they don't want it, and 2 will say they do, and you're gonna say, oh, that's all right, we're gonna do what we're gonna do anyway. Amazing.
So this is 4 months in a row people have said they don't want the borough manager, just to point it out.
What's the biggest, just one person, why don't you want it? What's the biggest, I don't.
Well, a lot of reasons, I come up with a lot of them. One would be, we've lived without it for 100 years, why not?
Okay.
There's one, we'll be done fine.
What does the manager do?
One has a lot of authority, and I don't wanna have anyone. I think anything a manager can do, the borough council can do, and has done in the past. With the president, the mayor, and all the council members, they can do it. I don't see a need for a manager.
Scott,
Yeah.
who's been making out the budgets for the last 10 years? For the borough?
I'm
Do you
assuming
know where
that the council would vote on the budget.
They're voting, who makes it out?
They write it up.
So who writes it out?
The secretary.
Is it my understanding that each council member should do their own department budget? Or is that not
That's how it
true?
works.
That's how it works in most businesses.
But,
I was
They
never
don't-
told that when I was on there.
no, because somebody did it for you.
Yeah, but I was never, if
Well, that's
somebody
not
would
an
have showed me, I would
excuse.
have done it.
It's not an excuse to
Okay.
follow procedure.
What are you laughing about, sir?
It's a lot of work, Tim. I've been there, yes.
So that's what you guys get paid for, right? A lot of work.
Well, the secretary does it then, well, that's a secretary's job, right? Am I wrong? I assume
So
it's-
what difference is this manager gonna make versus what's
Secretary-
presently
wait
being
a minute.
done? I'm just
Right,
asking
already
that
talked
question.
about that one.
Yeah, let's,
We gotta keep moving, we got a lot of stuff. to go.
this is, secretary's job is to take care and record the minutes and all this other stuff. Her job is not to figure out the budgets.
Then give it back to the council members.
Right. Council, and
Train us all on how to do our budgets.
Yeah.
I asked
Yeah.
everybody this year.
Let's do that.
I asked everybody to come in this
everybody
year,
was asked to come in,
and no one will
start
come
the
in.
budget.
No one will come in.
Well, isn't it your job, Irv, to make sure that they do what they're supposed to be doing?
No, I'm not,
You were asked to come do your budget.
you
Were
were
you
all
asked to
asked.
come do your budget?
We
Learn
thought-
how to do your budget. Right, but it
I
was
don't
a
either, I was
suggestion.
asked, I was there, I didn't.
No, everybody was asked, and that's right here in the meeting.
Well, we're
Excuse me,
all saying right
Jim.
now that we would do it.
I did have one other thing I wanted to ask council to consider. With Halloween coming up here at the end of the month, last couple of years, the kids have kinda got shorted. Would the council consider seeing how the fire department's having their trunk or treat, I believe it's 7 o'clock? Possibly having trick or treat from say 5 until 7 instead of 6 until 7 to give the kids a little bit of extra time. It'll still be light out.
We're doing 6 to 7:30.
Oh, 6 to 7:30?
Yes.
Okay, 4:30 to 6 then maybe, so the kids can come around and we can see them?
Why aren't we doing that anymore? Why can't they go to the homes anymore?
They come to my house every
We already
year.
did it. We just-
I get over
we did
100
one year where
kids.
we said-
That's
Council
what we
said-
Come to my house, I give full-size candy bars.
We did it anyways, but
You have to ask, you have the fire department
I
for
feel
the
like
time change, not us.
the trick or treat can be from 5 to 7. The trunk or treat's just a walk through like trick or treat is, but you go through the parking lot. So I feel like it could still be 5 to 7 because it took my kids and I, 5 minutes to walk through the parking lot of the fire hall for those that had trunks set up. But we walked around Lewis Run. I think a time extension to actually walk around Lewis Run or trick or treat and have that going is.
It was just an idea I thought I'd
They
throw
did
it out there. I
extend it
like
this
seeing
year.
the
It used
kids
to be
come and
6 to
up the
7.
house.
Donnie, am I correct on that? You guys used to do 6 to 7, correct? Now you guys have expanded it a half hour more.
Six.
That's not what
7:30.
they're saying though, like the actual borough saying, okay, trick or treat for kids is from 5 to 7, which is separate from the fire hall, like we state the hours of the actual trick or treat for kids, like around the entire borough.
I think the last time that the borough had it, if my memory serves me, was 6 until 7, and then the
Yeah.
fire department. I'm just asking if you would consider extending it for maybe an hour early. I like seeing the kids come around, that's just an idea.
The doors open from 5 to 7, early then?
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
It doesn't, it's not, it's just to, we would put a notice on the page, I assume we would vote on it if we're all okay, it's just telling residents, you can take your kids out from 5 to 7 to trick or treat around the borough, which is completely separate from what the fire hall is doing, like, it used to be 5 to 7, and then you take your kids into the fire hall and do like the little Halloween party, but with the trunk or treat, it's just walking through.
Yeah, but it's not like that's the only place they have to go.
Right.
In an hour and a half, I can walk this down in an hour and a half. And I'm crippled. You know, so don't.
I just want to get around this.
Just seeing the kids.
I don't know, I think it's,
I'll race you.
Johnny, I'm the one that soaked your
It's
window.
just stating.
yeah, you dirty dog.
For residents to know, like, they can take their kids outside at that time, and people can turn their lights lights on to
Oh,
start getting.
you got two
People don't
vehicles.
wanna turn it right on, then we turn it on.
It's not a-
Okay, I got another suggestion.
Right, Steve, you put
tailgate down here.
Fire hall,
Huh?
my truck.
Yeah.
We'll make a,
And my
we'll
next
vote
one.
on it, we'll make a motion and vote on it.
Go ahead, Joan.
Okay.
Jenna and
5 to
Diane.
7, it'll be posted on the website. We will make an amendment to our agenda and post that tomorrow as well. So we
Oh, it's on the agenda.
Trick or treat.
No,
it's
no, it's not, no, it's
I'm
not.
sorry. Don't get it on there.
Thank you.
Diane.
Anybody else? Well, read our previous minutes.
President Schwartz called the monthly meeting of Lewisburg Borough Council to order at 7 p.m. Members present, President Schwartz, Mayor Capajani, Diana Casper, Jenna Zetwick, and Sam Martin. President Schwartz called an executive session. Jenna Zetwick stated after executive session that going forward that Julie's position would be a part-time position. Guests were Diane Guthrie, Monica Sullivan, Norm Strotman, John Coder, Don and Hunter Mason, Tim Myers, Marie and Scott Neely, Tom and Jen Lockwood, Cheryl Plaza, and a state police officer. Norm Strotman stated on the agenda is sending a letter to PennDOT about snowmobile crossing signs, and that he wanted to thank council for their consideration. Tim Myers stated why wasn't the employee policy procedure manual followed? Why was his wife suspended without receiving a letter of warning? Without pay, and why was it indefinitely? President Schwartz stated he couldn't answer that question. John Coder stated residents don't want a borough manager, you guys need to think about it. Jenna Zetwick stated if the residents don't want something, even if all council does, then it should not be done. August minutes were approved as read, all in favor. Treasurer's report was read on a motion made by Diana Casper, seconded by Sam Martin, all in favor. The treasurer is instructed to pay the bills on a motion made by Jenna Zetwick, seconded by Steve Falcone, all in favor. President Schwartz stated everybody has a copy of a letter sent from Randy Elbert for mandatory training tomorrow in Smithport, as the county will be using the DOT system, grant system going forward. Joanne will be going over for the 1 to 3 session. A motion was made by Diana Casper, seconded by Jenna Zetwick, to send a letter to PennDOT requesting an engineering study for the purpose of snowmobile crossing signs on Big Shanty / Lafayette Avenue. All in favor. A motion was made by Sam Martin, seconded by Diana Casper, to adopt ordinance 2022-2 establishing the office of Borough Manager and establishing the powers and duties thereof. Roll call of votes. Jenna Zetwick, no. Sam Martin, yes. Diana Casper, yes. Steve Falcone, yes. Irv Schwartz, yes. President Schwartz stated on September 9th, 2022, we received our second half of the ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act funding in the amount of $29,767.54. Diana Casper stated that the lead and copper testing will be on Wednesday, September 14th and Thursday, September 15th, 2022. Steve Falcone asked Dave, did the alternator get ordered? Mayor Capajani stated, thank you for coming and supporting us. President Schwartz thanked the state police officer for attending our meeting. The state police officer stated, we'd like to come to our communities that we serve. The meeting was adjourned at 7:58 p.m. on a motion made by Jenna Zetwick, seconded by Steve Falcone, all in favor.
Any questions?
Seemed like a couple of people objecting to the borough manager were left off of those meeting minutes.
They were, she just said it.
Yeah, she only counted one person though.
That was me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
There were a bunch of us saying we don't want the borough manager.
You're not on the council.
No, that was just the council.
Right, council made the decision, not. Motion.
Negative. Anybody, any council guy?
Minutes stand approved, treasurer's report.
General fund, as of August 31st, 2022, $84,365.73. State police fine, $75.10. Delinquent taxes, $487.29. Borough commerce, $70.55.73. Early transfer, $490. Post office rent, $350. Foreign fire insurance, $2,837.96. Atlantic broadband, $1,338. ARPA, $29,767.54. Real estate, $312.89. Payroll tax transfer, $220.96. Payroll transfer, $2,887.13. Interest of $8.21, for a total deposit of $39,530.81. leaving a balance of $123,896.54. September bills approved, $3,348.90. State tax deposit $417.66. Federal tax deposit $4,550.90. September's payroll $9,432.94. Aflac $517.50. Youngsville $50. Total expenses $18,317.90. Leaving a balance as of September 30th, 2022 of $105,578.64. Sewer funds balance as of August 31st, 2022, $76,403.21. Rentals, $10,679.10. Bank error, $75.75. Total deposits, $10,754.85. Leaving a balance of $87,158.06. September bills approved, $5,527.46. Payroll transfer, $155.50. Payroll tax transfer, $11.81. For total expenses of $5,694.77, leaving a balance as of September 30th, 2022, $81,463.29. Water funds balance as of August 31st, 2022, $49,580. Rentals, $13,511.15, leaving a balance of $63,091.15. September bills approved, $1,666.52. Payroll transfer, $725.13. Payroll tax transfer, $55.46. City of Bradford, $10,884.20. Culligan, $149.93. For total expenses of $13,481.24, leaving a balance as of September 30th, 2022 of $49,609.91. State funds balance as of August 31st, 2022, $15,182.94. Interest of 12 cents, leaving a balance of $15,183.06. September bills approved, $103.68, leaving a balance as of 9/30/2022 is $15,079.38. Refuse funds balance as of August 31st, 2022, $68,598.85. Rentals of $10,170.71. Dumpsters, $325. Scrap, $12.28. Printers and TVs, $30. Mattresses, $10. Total deposits, $10,547.99. Leaving a balance of $79,146.84. September bills approved, $5,309.66. Payroll transfer, $2,006.50. Payroll tax transfer, $153.69. Visa, $775.80 for a total expenses of $8,245.65. Leaving a balance as of September 30th, 2022 is $70,901.19. Impact funds balance as of August 31st, 2022, $3,750.07. Balance as of September 30th, 2022, $3,750.07. The Visa bill, that's $775.80. I'll let you know right away, or I forgot to put that on there. That is when we brought the TVs over to the recycling. What it cost the borough to get rid of those TVs.
Any questions on the treasury report?
I'm just out of curiosity, what's the Atlantic broadband one, that's $1,338?
And that is what you're gonna be doing again tonight. That is your franchise fee that we get on a quarterly basis. We get we get a percentage of however many people are hooked up in Ghost Run with Atlantic broadband, we get a percentage of that.
Okay.
What is the Aflac for?
Not me.
That is us employees, Aflac, we pay for it. There's no cost to this borough whatsoever. There is no benefits, whether anybody knows it or not.
Right.
There's no medical, there's no health, there's no life, there's no pension, there's no 401k. It's flat wages here only. And I can rattle off all the wages to you if you want me to.
There is a life insurance policy, isn't there?
Not for the employees.
Not for Aflac, there ain't. But the thing of it is, though, is when I worked for the city of Bradford, we had to pay our own Aflac.
That's what we do here. It comes right out of our paychecks, every bit of it. There's not an ounce that the borough pays.
All right.
Any questions on the treasurer's report? Any more? Motion is second.
I'll make a motion.
Need a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Bills.
General Fund, AmTrust, North America, $2,381. Bradford New Gas, $43. CMB, $1,866.79. National Fuel Gas, $81.37. Nittany, $43.61. Penelec, $21.28. SafeTech, $98.94. Terminex, $132. Verizon, $71.24. Worth Smith, $44.96 for a total of $4,784.19. Water Fund, Bradford Pipe, 4313, James Casper, 200, Mike Back Lab, 447.75, Nittany, 4361, Penelec, 775.01, PA One Call, $20.70, USA Blue Book, 67.31, Verizon, $40.59, Wayne Kiesler, $325, for a total of $1,963.10. Sewer Fund, Bradford Sanitary Authority, $22,731.10, ComDoc, $23.35, Nittany, $43.61, Penelec, $13.33, William Kiesler, $4.50, Xerox, $125, for a total of $23,386.39. Refuse, Casellas, $2,077.82, Nittany, $446.94. Total Equipment Solutions, $1,541.74, Will Smith, $87.96, for a total of $4,154.46. State, William Kiesler, $150.
Any questions on the bills?
What are all of the payments to William Kiesler?
He does our road and our sewer lines, he does the mowing for it, the right of ways, sewer, water, and roads. It's done once a year.
Need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you,
Second.
Steve. Thank you, Steve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Donnie?
10 calls last month, 9:15 at QRS to 12 Lane Lane, 9:16 fire response to 42 Scott Road, 9:21 fire response to 45 Casper Drive, 9:23 fire response to 1522 South Avenue, 9:27 fire response to 429 Hedgehog, 10:1 QRS to 89 Main Street, 10:2 QRS to 2 Evans Drive, 10:3 is standby for Station 15, 10:9 fire response for Station 19 and 15, and then 10:10 you had a QRS to 1461 South Avenue. Vendor show, October 22nd, the purse bingo was last week. Trunk or treat, October 31st in the parking lot from 6 to 7:30. And we have a ham and turkey party on the 29th of this month. I missed that one.
I gave everybody the flyer.
Anybody got any questions for the chief?
When you make a call, like you responded to the hedgehog fire, do you get any money for that name?
No, just mutual aid.
They come when we call them too, so. it works
Yeah,
out.
yeah, I didn't know how that worked, I guess.
Just
Need a motion to adopt resolution 222-1, Act 57, for the property tax waiver for new people buying houses. It's already done, it's already went through the state. We had to have this motion passed by last Friday. It's a relief on people that buys new houses and don't get